Welcome to For Free FinCal. In this video, let's talk about Canara Robeco Emerging Equities Fund. Will this work in future? That's the essential question we need to answer. The fund was started in March 2005 as a mid-large cap fund. It changed into a large mid-cap fund officially in May 2018 because of the SEBI classification rules. But it already had a kind of a large cap tilt, which is why Value Research continued to rate the fund after the SEBI categorization. This category has only about has its top fund at 6,200 or 300 crores, which is Mirae Asset Emerging, and this fund with a AUM of almost 4,200 crores is in the fourth spot. So it will hold about 70% in stocks, equally divided, at least equally divided between large cap and mid cap. So minimum there will be 35% of mid caps and 35% of large caps, but other than that it can vary. And it will invest in stocks with high growth and high growth potentials. The exact wordings you can find out from the link in the description box. So it has changed its benchmark officially from Nifty 100 mid cap to Nifty large mid cap 250. So that's a big change. So it's going from a mid cap, officially gone from a mid cap fund to a large mid cap kind of fund. The problem with this fund is that it has seen 13 fund managers. 13 fund managers have worked on this fund, and that's a bad sign to me. It means that the AMC is not able to find the correct person who can steer the fund. Of course, there was one person. Ravi Gopalakrishnan, I think I forget his name. It's in the post. He held the fund for about 6 years, and during his period, the fund did reasonably well. So now let's get to the usual graphs I show you. So in the top panel is the 3-year rolling return. So every possible 3-year data. So each of those colored lines has got 2,705 3-year data points. The blue line is the Canara Emerging Equity Fund. The green line is the Nifty Next 50 Fund and Next 50 Index, and the red line is the S&P BSE 250 Large Mid Cap, which is equivalent to the Nifty NSE 250 Large Mid Cap Index. So if you look at this 3-year periods, you can see that the outperformance over 3 years has started only from August 2013. That's when the fund manager Ravi took charge, roughly, more or less, nearly coincides, not exactly. But then the performance has dipped downward in the last couple of years. And in terms of the bottom panel has got the rolling risk, or the rolling is a measure of volatility in monthly returns. So lower the line, the better for the investor. The Canara Robeco has got a significantly lower volatility in this period when it did not beat the index. But when it started to beat the index, its volatility increased. So this is a kind of fund which tries to take on more risk to beat the index, and that kind of funds, I'm not a fan of those kind of funds, if you know it well. And this is over 5 years, the same graph over every possible 5 years, and you can see again that the outperformance started around August 2013-ish or so, but then you can see that there's a big fall here in the recent last couple of years. Again, the volatility has kind of increased a little bit. It has more or less merged along with the S&P large mid cap index, and especially in the last couple of years, there's been a sudden spike in volatility. You can see the blue line moving up a little bit. So that's not a good sign in my opinion. And these are some comparisons with Mirae Asset Emerging. The blue line, the white line. Blue line is Canara Robeco. DSP Equity Opportunities is the pink line. Aditya Birla Equity Advantage Fund is the brown line, and the Invesco India Growth Opportunities Fund is the yellow line. Clearly, the DSP Fund, the Aditya Birla Fund, the Invesco Fund are poor performers compared to Mirae Asset and Canara Robeco. And over 7 years, Mirae Asset has done a little better than the Canara Robeco Fund, but it has also done fund. The Canara Fund has also done reasonably well in the last couple of years when you look at 7-year periods. And in terms of risk, the Mirae Fund has consistently a touch lower risk than the Canara Robeco Fund. So that's very important. And this is over 5 years. You can see that the Mirae Fund has done a little better than the Canara Fund, but the other funds are not too good. Again, in terms of risk over 5 years, you can see the blue line kind of nudging upwards in terms of risk. So that is a bad sign in my opinion. But consistently, the Mirae Asset Emerging has done quite well. I have reviewed Mirae Asset Emerging also. You can see the video in the pinned comment, or you can see it at the end screen. So, what about Canara Robeco Emerging Equity? Will this work? Now, my problem with this is it has not had a good enough or long enough good track record, I should say. It's about from 2013, end of 2013 onwards, the track record has been good, but it has kind of dipped in the last year or 2018ish after that. So it's not had a consistently good track record long enough, but then it has officially changed into a large and mid cap fund. So and the fund manager has changed again after that change. So which means that it's almost like a new fund. So we have to be a little careful. For new investors, I would say don't consider this fund now. Just keep an eye on it, keep it on your watch list, and if you're happy with its consistent performance, go ahead. Otherwise, don't do that now. Existing investors must understand first of all that it is not a mid cap fund; it is a large and mid cap fund, which means that your return expectations should be lower, and you should try and keep an eye and measure its performance with this benchmark. If you think the fund is falling more than its benchmark during volatile market periods, then I think you should get out of the fund. So just keep an eye on this fund. In general, having a large and mid cap fund is a good idea. If you want just one fund for your portfolio, a good large and mid cap fund is all you need. But is this that fund? I am not sure. I cannot. I somehow I'm not comfortable in recommending this openly enough and saying go ahead and invest in this. So new investors should not. Old investors, just keep an eye on performance. As long as you're happy, continue. But if you're not, get out. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. Let me try and create a poll and find out what funds you want, but you can also let me know in the comment what other funds you want reviewed, what other videos you would like to watch. I'll take them up one by one as this summer progresses. So thank you. I'll catch you again later. Bye bye.